Good evening. This is Patrick Dean. Thank you for joining me on this Facebook Live. Awesome to have you here. And the topic that I want to talk about this evening is network marketing and multi-level marketing. And the reason I want to talk about it was several people, we got in a conversation the other day about the value of network marketing. And I have had the incredible privilege over the last 20 years to work with thousands and thousands and thousands of network marketing and multi-level marketing and business owners. And I have seen what is successful, and I have hung out with a lot of people who have done really, really well in network marketing and home-based business, and they love the business and they love what they do. And I've also seen people struggle a lot with network marketing and multi-level marketing. And I think that network marketing and multi-level marketing and home-based sales and commission sales are all incredible exercises for us all to learn from. And I want to talk about the difference between success and struggle, at least how I've seen it. I've worked with, as I said, thousands of people, and I've worked with many different network marketing companies. And my purpose here tonight is to talk about what I've learned so that you, if you ever decide to do this business, or if you're in this business now, I want to talk about ways that I have, the difference between the people that I've seen really do well and the people that I've seen struggle a lot with it, as I've said a couple times here. So let's jump in. And the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to jump in here and I wanted to be really honest with you about network marketing. So I did some research. And this is from a survey with 5,000 people from the AARP looking into network marketing. And basically, here is what they found about that business. Right now in the United States, there are 20 million people in network marketing, and I'll say multi-level marketing or home-based business. I'll just use network marketing as a start here. So I wanted to talk, welcome, Tracy. Awesome. I got a message on the there, and I'm glad you're here. And I wanted to share with you the statistics. And here they are. So 20 million people are in network marketing. Out of the 20 million people, 74% of those people in that business say they have lost money at it or made no money whatsoever. So 74% of the people who started in network marketing say that they lost money or made no money. And 26% of the people who joined a network marketing company made a profit. But I'll tell you about the profit they've made. So the profit was that 23% of the 26%, if you stay with me here, the 26% of the people who said they made at least some money, 23% made less than $5,000 for a year's worth of work. 1% of the people report 1%. So if you have 100 people doing it, one person said they made over $100,000 a year, and some of them have made significantly more than that. 3% of the people who said they make money said, so 3 out of the 100 said that they made over $10,000. So I'm not sharing these statistics to be depressing or to depress you on these. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to start off with the fact that network marketing is a business like any small business, and there are ways to be successful in it, and there are ways that you are going to start. So if you have joined in on this thing and joined a company or done something and you thought it was going to be really easy, generally speaking, it is not. It is like every other business, and you've got to put something into it, and you've got to have some persistence and some courage to make this business work. Now, the great thing about network marketing, of course, is number one, as I said before, it is one of the most amazing exercises that I've ever experienced to really test you in your connection with other people and your belief in your product and in how you communicate. So no matter what it is, if you don't make any money, you're going to come out in a positive way on this if you've noticed yourself in action. You're going to learn some amazing things, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. The second thing about network marketing is it's a fairly low barrier to get in. So you can spend $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever, even lower than that, to start to own your own business. But like every business, it takes capital. And capital is, in the network marketing business, is sweat capital, meaning you're going to put in a lot of time. If you're going to buy a franchise, for like McDonald's or something, you're going to spend millions up front and you've got a ready-made business to start with. But network marketing, most of us don't have that kind of capital to invest. And so what we get to invest is who we are in the business. And so knowing that going in, you will pay your $250,000, your $300,000 one way or the other to start a business. And that money you're going to pay comes from your own hard work starting off. So that's kind of what I've learned about that business. So it's an amazing opportunity to learn. So let's get on to what I've experienced with people and been in conversation with people and done these presentations and worked with it and done advanced courses with people. And so here's what you have to master from my point of view, just my point of view. You have to master these things to be good or to be in that 1% or that 3% of the people who really make money doing it, who enjoy it, who expand their connections with people. The first thing you got to get over, from my point of view, is how people view you. So many of us have this image about who we are, and we have an image about how we fit in. See, we've got a story that we've invented about who we are. So a lot of us have this story about who we are, and that story is what we present to people, and that's how we want to relate to people. Now, underneath is there's something I call the authentic self. That's something much deeper. And the closer that we can get to matching our authentic self with this image we put out there, the more successful we're going to be. But the thing is, I think it's critical that you get over how you look to other people being a major factor in the decisions you make in your life, and especially for owning a small business. You're going to have to take a look at the fact that you're not always going to look over, that you're going to be doing some different stuff than you've done before. Now, the easiest job in the world is being a critic. And when you jump into network marketing, home-based business, or all of it, you're going to attract critics because so many people are going to tell you it's you can't do anything with it, or it doesn't really work, or it's some kind of scheme or something. You're going to hear that over and over and over because, like I said, we got 74% of the people who tried it and weren't successful in it. So you're going to run into those people. Now, that means you have to be really strong and believe in your product and surround yourself with people who believe in you and believe in the product also. That's what the social part of network marketing is. You can develop a strong team, but getting over how people look at you, view you, especially the people that you really feel their opinion is important to you. Perhaps your relatives, the people closest to you, your closest friends, they're going to jump into critic, many of them, and you're going to have to be willing to move through that and to work your business. You're just going to have to really move through that. And second thing is what I mentioned earlier, is get used to hard work. Because like any business, network marketing, from my point of view, is hard work. You're going to have to put in the time, the phone calls. You're going to have to be coachable. You're going to be in a learning curve on network marketing. And most people don't have a natural predilection to sales. we aren't natural with that. And so being taught about how to present a product and how to move people and to find out what's important to people in these conversations is hard work. Really, you're going to need to put in some hard work. Now, another thing that really stops people, we're talking about the 74% of these people that bail on it. There's long periods of time in every business when you're learning, and you're going to go for a while without results. Now, when that part about going without results, most people, like I said, they just cave in on it and they quit. But you've got to have some resilience and to stay with it. One of the things that I think that I've noticed about people who are really good in the business plan on being in it. When they start, they plan on being in it 2 to 5 years. That's the learning curve part of it. So 2 or 5 years. If you think it's going to be really quick, now there are a few people who do that. I'm not one of them, and most of the people that I've met that are super successful weren't one of them either. It's going to take the experience of you having the resilience to stick with it for periods of time without results. But this goes for every business that you're in. So you're in it now, be resilient. There's always a chance of failure. And I know people have a really low threshold for risk. And if you have a low threshold for risk, you don't want to even consider the possibility of failure, then you want to be in another business, something with a lot more certainty in it. But if you can handle the idea that this could work and this might not work, but you're in it for the commitment and you're in it for the experience, then you have a much better chance of being successful. I want to talk about something called problems with success. Now, this one's a little difficult. What this one is about is this. This one is about the fact that people, when there was some research done about how people relate to each other, it wasn't by race, it wasn't by education, but people relate to each other by the place they are in the monetary scale. So people making a certain amount of money, we feel comfortable with. Same amount of money with us. So we feel comfortable in a certain place monetarily, something we've learned. This isn't like a lot of unconscious stuff here, but we feel very connected to the people that are in our same place monetarily. So what you're going to have to get used to is the idea of being more successful. And honestly, I have met people that scares because their friends are going to change, or the people they're hanging out with are going to change, or actually people have said to me, what are people going to think about me when I get really successful? And I start to make money, and I start to love what I'm doing, and I start to surround myself with people who are excited. What are my old friends going to think about that or think about me? And I know it sounds crazy, but that's something that we all have to handle if we're going to take it to the next step. Next is change your deeply held belief systems about who you are. Again, that goes back to that image or that how we see ourselves. So the idea that you're going to work with breakthrough, that you're going to work with, man, that was scary to talk to that person, or that was difficult, or I have to keep reaching out, or I'm going to keep talking to people, even though everything's about me is or shy, or I want to hold back, or it's really hard to do. And this is again where the beauty of network marketing is being able to surround yourself by people who see your greatness and support you in that. Support you is stepping up into something new. All of sales can be learned. All of connection can be learned. It's actually a learned skill. And so really tapping into your own courage and getting over some of the stuff that we think we are, or our self-imposed limitations, and all that is part of what I've seen people do who become successful, because we all start off with those. Finally, you are going to be a different person as a result of what you have done. So master the fact that what you do, when I say different person, what I'm really talking about is you're going to bring out qualities in yourself that you might not have experienced or that you might not work with. For instance, courage and excitement and commitment and all of those things that we kind of shy away from, you're going to need to master. So this is what I've seen in my experience. People getting over how people look at you, hard work, long periods of time without results, possible failure, problems with success and how to handle that, changing your belief systems about yourself, and being a different person at the end of this experiment, at the end of this excitement, at the end of this business that you'll want to master. So, okay. So finally, this is going to apply to anything you do. And this especially applies to those of us who are out there creating a business and connecting with people. You want to believe in your product. Know what you're talking about. So 63, going back to my stats, 63 to 65% of the people said they joined network marketing to make extra money. But the most successful people understand their product and they love their product and they use their product, so they know what they're talking about. They believe in the product. And that comes across very clearly to most people you talk about. So there's a level of something called certainty in who you are. And these days, people are attracted to certainty. There's so much uncertainty out there. So if you are a positive leader, you come from certainty about what you believe, about your product or about your company or whatever. You come from that certainty. That's going to automatically start to bring people into your experience. The next thing is excitement. People also want to feel excited. And when they are in conversation with you, they either are pulling energy or they're getting energy. You're pulling energy away or you're giving energy out. And people want to feel that energy. So stepping into your own natural excitement and your own positive outlook and all of that kind of stuff. I know it sounds kind of corny, but that is so much part of it. So belief and certainty, and then being in a state of excitement. And I think you stay in a state of excitement, at least I do in the work I do, by seeing how much I can learn all the time and being excited about what's out there, and also being excited about the changes that my product makes for people. Whatever it is, the change that people can experience by using that product keeps me excited. So you've got to stay on the excited side. This also, I took a class at Stanford in entrepreneurship, and one of the things that these great entrepreneurs that were that was the teachers of the class, a guy that started a third in command at Google, or the guy that started Airbnb, or Lyft or Uber, these guys talked about the fact that when they showed up for their teams, they had to be excited no matter what was happening in their life. They had a mastery of leading by this certainty and excitement that they were keeping going, even though there was huge obstacles for all of them. So the same thing is with network marketing. Excitement is something you've got to really be a master of. Managing your psychology. That's one of the biggest things I work with my clients when I'm coaching my clients. So next, know what you're talking about. You want to be knowledgeable. So statistics like I've shared with you, having statistics at your hand gives you credibility. that you're not trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, or it isn't all anecdotal, that you have some real statistics about your product and what it can do, and you share real live testimonials, real live. Now those are anecdotal, but they're fine, and real life statistics about how you can move, how people can move forward by being in business with you. So being knowledgeable is going to attract people who are professionals. Being very knowledgeable what you're talking about. So study up on it and make sure you're one of the most knowledgeable people about this product, no matter where you are in the whole system. And then finally, one of the greatest things that any of us can learn is to be coachable. I cannot tell you the number of great network marketing people that I have talked to that have huge downlines, and one of their biggest problems is they coach people about how it works, and people want to change that around and do it their own way. I think one of the biggest things that holds us back in the experience of our life is the fact about how right we want to be about things, and how uncoachable, and I'm speaking to myself here, how uncoachable I've been over my life, and how many opportunities I've missed by wanting to share my wisdom all the time and not shutting my mouth. Or the final thing is being curious. Now, if you have nothing else going and you're just stepping out into a new city and you want to talk about you don't know anybody and you want to get people around you interested in your product, be interested in them. I'm telling you, this, if nothing else about tonight has any value, I'm hoping that this one has value. Know how to ask questions, and part 2 is listen to the answers people give you. Be curious. This is one of the most difficult qualities to bring out in yourself. And it's like some people seem to be born curious or able to do that. But I think it is a learned skill. But you've got to be able to do this thing about being able to listen. And most people that are really successful know how to ask questions. Now, I have 3 people that I just want to acknowledge tonight that have been in my life. They're in network marketing. So look them up on Facebook and take a look at their products. So if you're thinking of jumping into network marketing, and you want to look at it, or you just want to talk to them, they're always open to talk with you. Mary Jo she lives in Texas, and she's got on Facebook, she's got a thing called Live Life to the Fullest. Look that up on Facebook and get with Mary Jo if you feel like she would be a good coach. I'm mentioning these people. There's so many others I could mention as well, but I just want to acknowledge Mary Jo has been at it at 25 years, as far as I know, and she is one of the greatest coaches of all times. So if you have the opportunity to be with her, her product, who she is, you're going to come out you're going to come out with some incredible skills. Scott Pullen, a man of real integrity that I have worked with, had the privilege of being with in trainings and classrooms. He's got a product called Prove It that I'm not hugely familiar with that product, but I have talked to people who use that product, and they say it's a health product. It's very, very good. And again, Scott is one of the great coaches of all times. So take a look him up, Scott, D. Scott Pullen, on Facebook, and take a look at what he's got to offer. And finally, my good friend, my buddy, Janet Hensey. And Janet is, I hope I got a middle name right there. Janet is, I'm laughing at myself. Janet Hensey is one of the world's great coaches as well, and she's got such a heart for her product Optavia. I've used that product as a user and gotten lost a ton of weight, gotten really healthy. I'm still running. I'm still out there doing stuff, still surfing, all of that stuff. And I think one of the reasons is because I have people around me like Janet who encourage me. So if you're looking for another health product, Janet is with Optavia, so you want to check that out. So I know that was I'm just plugging these people that have made such a difference in my life, and I want you to look them up on Facebook and see if that's something that interests you. So let's see. All right, so let's start to wrap it up here. So the whole thing here is life's exciting. And life's exciting when you put yourself on the edge. And network marketing, or owning a small business, or doing something that puts you on the edge is going to make life that much more exciting. So get out there, and no matter what you're doing, be certain about it, be knowledgeable about it, be excited about it, and always walk through life being curious. This is Patrick Dean for PatrickDeanCoaching.com. If you want to look me up, I'm at, as I said, PatrickDeanCoaching.com, or simply Facebook message me if you're interested in a conversation. I'm all over it. And next week we're going to get on Facebook Live again and do this. So I appreciate all of you there that are on. I see all your names there that are on the comments, and oh man, what a team of people there! Holy cow! Every one of them is powerful and caring and committed and compassionate, and that is a team of people that's going to change the world. So thank you for looking in, and go out and make the difference you were born to make. This is Patrick Dean, and we'll see you next week.